Hello everyone, thanks for joining me on the Ghanaian Farmer YouTube channel. My name is Enyonam. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe. Yes, you're watching me, you're listening, please subscribe and share the link. So today, I am all the way in Ada, around Sege, and my purpose for coming here is to lease some parcels of land for commercial sweet potato production. And like I always say or advise my followers on this channel is that before you lease a land, you have to visit the community where the land is with an expert who would conduct a survey on the land, give you a first idea of how the community look like. You get to know what are they planting in these areas. So when we came, we realized they are planting watermelon, there is pineapple ongoing, there is sweet potato, there is okra, there is beans. Where we are standing now, they've cultivated beans here before. So it gives you a fair idea of what is cultivated. But that is not enough. You have to go further. And that is what my boss here is here to tell me. Razak from Mathless Trust Ghana Limited, they happen to be our partner. Any form of farming advice, training you need, you should contact Mathless Trust people. So Razak, thanks for joining me, and thanks for taking time to come with us to this place. Now, when you arrived here from the roadside driving to the land itself, what is your first overview or impression of the place?
Okay, so to be specific, with the crop of interest,
yes,
sweet potato is a root vegetable crop. And root vegetable crops, just like carrot, they have specific type of soil that they thrive, that they do well.
Yes.
So on my way coming, my interest was just to have a physical view of the type of soil that we are getting into. And based on that, I could see our soil is sandy loam, which is the type of soil that we are looking for sweet potato production. So the next thing is then going to be assessing the soil, the physical and chemical properties. Aside just looking at it, but we have to also take samples or do assessment to know the characteristics that we cannot see with the eye. For example, pH, the nutrient level, the acidity, the EC, that's a level called electrical conductivity and the like. So we need to do those assessments after just seeing the soil and this is probably a sandy loamy soil. The land is fairly flat, which is good. So this and with the crop history also, it gives us a better understanding as to what needs to be done on the soil. For example, we always encourage crop rotation. And we could see even from the debris on the field that we have beans followed with maize.
Yes.
That's a crop rotation they are practicing. Now we are coming in with sweet potato. So this is a positive outlook on what we are getting into. So that is what
Then you also made mention whilst we're having a conversation about water source, motorable road. What has that got to do with going to rent a land? Me, I have money, I want to rent land. What are you looking at water source for?
So yes, so the water, road, field accessibility are somehow we term as non-agronomic factors that you consider in the site selection. Because here we are, sweet potato, the market that you are targeting is an all year round market. So you need to sustain that market. In sustaining that market, what comes into mind? You have to produce throughout the year. And where we are in Ghana, we don't get rain throughout the year. So source of water is very critical to that. So if we have water available off season, we will still be in production so that we can sustain the market. Then when it comes to accessibility, you need to have a motorable road that when you harvest your produce, you can transport them easily. Instead of carrying them on the head. Let's say there's no road here and you have to carry sweet potato on your head to the main road. Who will do that?
No one.
But then we have a motorable road. We can use a truck, we can use a boboya. Any of these can come to this field and pick our produce. And that facilitates your work. And it also reduces probably post-harvest losses.
Okay.
Because when there's no motorable road or the road is no good and you're applying it with the produce, vibration causes a lot of mechanical injuries on sweet potato. Bear in mind that sweet potato is a semi-perishable.
Okay.
It is not a durable crop.
Right.
It's a semi-perishable crop.
Okay.
So the skin is so light that a little vibration can cause injuries. And those injuries brings about decay or deterioration, which is post-harvest losses.
Right.
Yes. So that's the reason why we need to consider these factors.
Okay. So from where you see the dam, how much do you think we are likely to spend on meters or yard of irrigation, this thing that we're going to?
As to where we are, to the water, it will be about between 500 and 600 meters. And if it is anything to go by, we would need 6 of 100 meters with a hose.
Okay. From the dam.
From the dam to get to the farm.
Okay. All right.
So that is where we should look out for, and that we know definitely is going to increase our cost of production. So the best thing is nearness to the water source is a priority.
Okay.
So if we are able to get area close to the water, that will reduce.
That will be a bonus
of
irrigation tubes to buy.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then lastly, if we manage to secure all these 5 acres, how many vines do you think I'm going to spend money on? Monthly Trust is going to chop my money.
All right. So for the vines, ideally, we have 13,000 plants of sweet potato per acre.
Okay, 13,000. Wow.
1330 zeros.
Wow.
So 5 acres, you multiply 13,000 by 5. That is what you need to have.
I am finished.
You are never finished.
And 1 acre is costing how much? Do you have an idea?
For the vines?
Yes.
Currently it's between 3,000 and 3,500.
Jesus.
A slip, we sell a slip at 0.27 Ghana cedis. 27 pesos.
All right.
So,
okay.
And that 27 pesos of vine can give you more than 2 kilos of sweet potato. And if we are buying sweet potato a kilo for 3 cedis, 50 pesos now, you can see what that is bringing.
Okay.
So when you do the cost and benefit analysis, you see that, oh, this is just chicken change.
You know what? There are some people who like to do book farming instead of what we are doing now, practical and reality. What do you make of that concept? Is it good? I have the land and I'll call you. Razak, I want to do sweet potato, but can you give me cost analysis and profit projection before you even come to my land?
What happens is, I always say, farming is not a copy and paste affair.
Thank you.
What works on my field
might
not work on your next field. Because even in between us, see the distance between us, about a meter, but the characteristics of the soil at where I am could differ from where you are.
Right.
So when these differences comes in, they all affect the productivity of the crop.
Okay.
So if I read in book that, sweet potato, or let me just say, where we are is a fertile land.
Yes.
Then I just have that in mind. Then I say, okay, if you are going to do sweet potato, I would advise you to conduct soil assessment.
Okay.
Conducting the soil assessment will give you specific and quantifiable characteristics of the soil.
Okay.
That will help you in even drawing your budget for production.
Okay.
Unlike people said, oh, this area is fertile soil, so you say, okay, because the people said it's fertile soil, I'm going ahead with my production. It will not work. It will not work.
Okay.
Number one, you don't know the pH of the soil.
Okay.
pH is the single most vital chemical feature of the soil that can undo or do your investment.
I see.
Only pH.
Just pH of the soil.
Just pH of the soil.
But you see the landowner, he was saying, oh, somebody is doing potato here, somebody is doing pineapple here. That was enough for me to just pay him his money and start planting. It
will be unfortunate to just take that and conclude.
Really?
It will be unfortunate. This is an investment.
Okay.
gone are the days that farming was seen as just a family affair. Now it is a business.
Okay.
And in business, you need to take the right decisions.
Okay.
It is money that is going in. Now in Ghana, it's very difficult to come by money. Then you struggle and make your money and you just let the money go waste. It is not advisable. You do the necessary things.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, you smile at the right side of your mouth.
All right. So I see you holding some hoe and some tools back. What are you going to do with these things?
All right. As I said, we need to get the chemical properties of the soil.
Okay.
And what I do is I have two different apparatus that I use, or tools that I use in assessing my soil.
Okay.
I have soil proofs.
Right.
The soil proofs that are just on the farm. If I come to the farm and the conditions are favorable for that, I use that. If I get to the field and the conditions are not favorable for me to use my soil proofs, then I take the soil samples to my lab and do my assessment.
Okay, so
and the conditions is just that the soil proofs works when the soil is moist. When the soil is moist, there should be enough water in the soil. That water activates the chemical features before this can work. But unfortunately, we go to the land. The land is dried.
It's a bit dry.
It's a bit dry.
So it means you have
to
take. So
we just have to take the samples and go away and do our assessment and then provide our results later.
All right. So can you show us how you use this your apparatus to? Let me see. So viewers, let's take a look at what these tools bag. Let me help him so that he will reduce the cost for me, because today the way my flesh plastic is going to deal with me.
So these are my soil probes.
Okay, let me hold this.
So this one measures pH.
Okay.
And the good thing is that this one is even indicating the crops that are suitable for each of the range that you would get.
Okay.
Then this one is both pH and fertility analyzer.
Right.
So it tells us the major nutrients, NPK. That is what we are interested in. But then this doesn't give you in real terms, in real percentages as to, it gives you in terms of, is it low or too low or ideal or high? Then you'll be able to have a good picture of what you are going to get into. So these are the soil proofs I would have used if the moisture of the soil was okay for us. But now it is not. So we only need to take soil samples.
Okay.
We only need to take soil samples. And when we go to the lab, I have some simple tools that I have here.
You'll be using?
Yes.
Okay.
So this will give us the chemical properties of the soil, pH, the nutrients level, the salt, acidity, and all those things. So these are what we are also going to use.
Okay.
So if we had also come to the farm with water, a water that the pH is neutral, we could also take the samples on the field and do this assessment also
on the field.
Right on the field.
Okay.
Then before I leave the field,
you would have known what we are dealing with.
Okay. So that is what we are going to do.
Okay.
But unfortunately, as the soil is not moist, so we will just take our soil samples and go to the lab and continue from there.
All right. And so are you going to dig right here?
So and we are going to dig at random. Various portions. Now we have the field already demarcated in acreages.
Yeah.
So what we are going to do is that we'll take samples from each of the acre.
Okay.
And ideally, we take not less than 5 samples from an acre.
All right.
So when we take these samples, we will homogeneously mix this together to have a composite, what we call a composite sample. So when we take the composite sample, the features or the characteristics that we, after evaluation, we get from will tell us the overview of the whole acre.
Okay.
So the farm is already demarcated in acreage. So we are going to take samples from one acre, the second acre, the third acre, the fourth acre, the fifth acre, and then we have them separate. So at the end of the day, we'll have 5 composite samples from here. So that is what we are going to use.
All right. So let's go with
and in taking our soil samples. We have different methods. We have the zigzag, we have the whole field, and we have the specially exploited method. So, but here we are just going to go a straight line because in a way of straight line because of the lineup of the field. The other way we could do is that we can put the whole farm together at 5 acres and just take the samples the zigzag way. So we start from diagonal. We move there, and then we get from the advantage points. We
Okay.
mix everything together.
Together.
So that will give us the whole 5 acres together. But then we can also separate the acreages and take acre.
Okay.
So these are the two ways we can.
We can go about it.
And if we are taking the soil sample, ideally we take samples at the depth between 15 and 30 centimeters
Deep.
deep.
Okay.
So that is why we have this
Tool.
axe.
Okay.
We should have a soil auger, that is the recommended one. But here we are on the field.
We are limited
We just,
in terms of
yes. So we just
tools,
do
so
something
manage
that we
this
can
one.
take.
Okay.
And in order to verify if we are at the depth, we have a tape measure. We have a tape measure to when we are digging, we use the tape measure to measure if you are within the range. Then if you are within the range, we take our sample. We mean business.
I know, right?
So it's an
This
investment.
is the
we are ready
Ghanaian
to-
farmer.
that's what we
So you have to watch us and listen
So-
to it. All right, so we are digging to take the sample of the soil, just like the experts advise. So let's dig and see if we can get to the depth.
Can you open the bag? Give me
All
that
right,
tape
and the
measure.
tape measure. Today I'm the tool lady. I'm carrying the tools.
Today you are the assistant.
Yes, I'm assistant. I'm learning. So please subscribe to our channel, share the link, and also make sure that a friend or a brother who is interested in farming gets to know about this. Ghanaian Farmer is the only channel that brings you the true representation of agriculture investment right here in Ghana. My name is Enyonam, and my expert on the field with me today is Razak from Marflesh Trust Ghana Limited. They are the biggest vegetable and fruit producers here in Ghana. They do export and also the domestic market. If you want them to buy your farm produce, you have to do things like this. You have to go by what their requirements are. They have a standard they work with because they have international clients they supply. And so you can't just do anything and call them, oh, ma, please come and buy my farm produce. It does not work like that. And the samples we are taking is from different angles of the land. So these are some of the things you have to take clear notice of. So wherever it is you are, please come and join us. It's about time you invest in farming, do it right, and get what is due you. So we are still on the field taking the samples, and we'll go back to the engine room and conduct the soil test because it's not favorable, it's not too moist, so we cannot do it on the field. Hence, we have to take the samples and then go right to the lab and go and conduct the test. These are some of the things I tell my clients. So it is after this that would go ahead and draw a budget. So if you're out there and you want to invest in this commercial sweet potato farming that the Ghanaian farmer is about to start, please relax, keep your money in the bank. When I finish my budget, I'll do a video and explain the budget to you, how much I'm going to keep your money and how much you are likely to get. So sample number 4, or is it number 5?
Number 4.
Number 4, sample number 4 is what we are taking now. We are done with that and we are moving on. All of this will be put together in the lab to get a result so that they can communicate that to the farmer. But you remember that he said sweet potato is semi-perishable, and so access to water, motorable road to the farm is also very, very important, so that you would not, lose your money or encounter post-harvest losses. My name is the Ghanaian Farmer. This is business, tilling the land. We are pure business people. We are not farming to just consume. We are farming to feed, to make money, to create jobs, and to develop our economy. So come with me. We are taking the sample number 5, and Razak is right there digging to take his sample. Right.
Drought.
Why is this one like that?
That's clay. That's clay.
This is more hard.
Yes, that's clay.
Okay.
So just from here and here, there's difference.
There's a difference, of course. This is more sandy,
Yes.
and this is
But
clay.
what's the interval? This less than 2 meters.
No. Extremely small. So these are some
So
of the reasons why
You need to,
you need to
take
collect the sample from
samples
different angles.
different-
Okay.
So randomly.
Right. Okay. Right, so that's what we came to do today. We finished collecting the samples from the 5 acres, and I'm saying that if you're out there and you want to join us to do this commercial sweet potato production the entire year, this is just stage one, which is coming to survey the land and collect samples. It is after the result that we would even know how many yards or how many measurement of irrigation tubes or pipes do we need to connect from the dam all the way to where the land is. And also, if you are interested in helping us secure more land, for the land is there, securing more land too, you are welcome. But let us put our budget together, so when you call, you know how much you are ready to commit, and then the duration you're going to wait for the money or your investment or your returns
Mature.
to be given to mature and then given back to you, and then we turn over the main money. So you can reach out to me for further questioning or conversation on 0554830431. And the expert from Marvelous Trust Ghana Limited, the biggest vegetable and fruit producers and exporters in Ghana. And he is here with me, Razak. Razak, do you have to share your number with us? So if anybody needs this kind of service, please, Dr. Kamasen's number.
So you can call us on 0244 19
Mm.
6228.
Okay.
You can get us on that line
Right.
at any time.
Yes.
For
So if you
services.
call the number Razak just mentioned, you will speak to our boss himself, Dr. Felix Kamasa. He would be the one to authorize the collecting of samples and the testing and budgeting and everything. Please stay away from book farming and do reality, practical. That's how farming is. Farming is patient. It's investment. So look on my channel. There is a lot of interview about investment and many other things. But for now, keep watching, subscribing, and sharing the links. I'll see you next week. Bye.